Today, we will be looking at Enneagram wings. If you haven't seen my video on the basics of Enneagram, go check that out, or you will not understand this video very well, unless you already know about Enneagram, in which case, cool. As I discussed in the last video, Enneagram numbers are the basic general descriptions of someone's possible personality and motivations. Wings add color and nuance to these descriptions. Each number can have two possible wings, and it is the number on either side of the wheel. For example, if you are an Enneagram type 3, your wings are 4 and 2. 4 and 2. 4 and 2. Wings complement the primary type and add depth to your understanding of yourself through the numbers. Each number has two possible wings, and each person will identify with one wing over the other. This is called the dominant wing. Using the previous example, if someone is a 3-wing 4, they primarily have the motivations of the 3 while also having many characteristics of the 4. So, without further ado, I will explain each type plus wing. I primarily use Enneagram, Universe.com, and Integrative 9 Enneagram Solutions for this information. So if you would like to check that out, feel free to use the link down below in the description. 1 wing 9. The idealist. 1 wing 9s tend to be quite objective people who care about being able to see the bigger picture. They strive to do the right thing while also being open and accepting of other ideas. The calmness of the 9 wing can balance some of the nature of the 1, which is very hard on itself to do the right thing. They are more flexible than other ones, which makes it easy for them to connect with others and build their correct vision that they see in the world. 1 wing 2, the lawyer. This type is outgoing and compassionate, working to use their idealism in a constructive way by helping others. This type is accepting of their limitations, knowing that they cannot reform the world, so they tend to care for their own needs better than some other ones. This type cares about their rhetoric and presentation of their ideas on their quest to better their surroundings. 2 wing 1, the servant. 2 wing 1s are giving people who try their hardest to do the right thing. This type is the most moderate of the 2s, as the rational 1 keeps the 2 in check. This means that the 2 wing 1 is less likely to forget about their own needs while helping others. However, because this type has more rigid ideas about what is right versus what is wrong, they tend to be self-critical or even self-punishing when they believe they have done something incorrectly. 2 wing 3, the hostess. This type is an energetic and instantly charming social butterfly that makes friends wherever they go. The 3 wing enables them to fit into many different social settings and spread their natural joy in each one. They have a way with making others feel comfortable around them. This type is less concerned with pleasing others than they are with taking care of others' needs. At their most unhealthy, they can be overly preoccupied with securing the approval and attention of their superiors. 3 wing 2, the charmer. This type is incredibly high-achieving and outgoing. They attract attention wherever they go and refuse to go unnoticed. Their confidence in their abilities is admirable, and it shines concentrated on their personal development than other 3s. They can be more in tune with their feelings, at times leading them to become moody or temperamental. The utmost concern of the 3-wing 4 is their performance, so they greatly value validation from others. This type loves to challenge themselves to exceed at higher levels than anyone else around them, which can become incredibly stressful. At their least healthy, 3-wing 4s can be very focused on their ego and feelings of superiority that mask their underlying insecurities and confusion. 4-wing 3, the aristocrat. I have also heard this type called the performer. Much more extroverted than other 4s, this type can be quite flamboyant. They are very interested in exploring their potential and showing it off to others, causing doors to open up for them that lead to greater success. This type is a very good networker, engaging with others to create their visions and improve the world. However, when unhealthy, this type verges on being style over substance, using aesthetics and performance to distract themselves from who they really are on the inside. 4-wing 5, the bohemian. This type is very intense, artistic, and observant. They enjoy watching the world and trying to understand it better, to see the essence of other people and things. They then use their findings to self-express in creative forms. This type tends to withdraw into their vibrant inner world. Very skeptical, they like to watch how things work before engaging in them completely. When unhealthy, this type struggles with over-intellectualizing, which disconnects them from the world around them. When healthy, this type is able to channel their intensity into connections with others. 5-wing 4, the iconoclast. This type struggles to stay in contact with reality as they completely withdraw into their inner world in order to discover and explore things. They are very philosophical and interested in collecting knowledge to have groundbreaking realizations about the way that things work in the world. The 4-wing helps these 5s self-express, often in an artistic way, as well as to connect with their emotions and the world around them. 5-wing 6, the problem solver. This type is intensely focused, precise, and interested in learning everything about how the world works. This type is much more practical than the 5-wing 4, causing them to seek answers to complex problems that exist in the observable world. They love an intellectual challenge, always unraveling puzzle after puzzle and making incredible discoveries. This type tends to be quiet. However, the courage of the 6 can make them more assertive and vocal about sharing their findings with the world. 6-wing 5, the defender. These people are warm and loyal souls who are usually devoted to social and political causes that they believe in. They are very interested in being methodical, practical, and engaging with systems that they feel are safe and reliable to them, preferring tried and true processes to ones that are spontaneously invented. Trust is hard for the 6-wing 5s, so they prioritize people who they feel safe and loved by, that they can devote themselves fully to. 6-wing 7, the buddy. 6-wing 7s are fun-loving, witty souls who enjoy being around others and having a good time with them. They use these activities as a method to distract themselves from deeper issues. Regardless, this type takes their commitments and responsibilities very seriously. They can easily feel threatened, causing them to put their guard up a bit more than is necessary. This type is much less rigid than other 6s, allowing for them to express more optimism, flexibility, and whimsy. 7-wing 6, the entertainer. This type has a childlike zest for life, throwing themselves into all activities that may 6 wing enables them to slow down to enjoy other kinds of things. However, it is difficult for this type to focus on one subject enough to become an expert at it. 7 wing 8, the realist. This type is pragmatic and clear-headed, picking goals and not allowing anything to get in their way. However, this can enable them to rationalize acts that may harm others in pursuit of their own desires. This type has trouble with wanting to experience everything, but knowing that they will never fully be able to. This type always has aspirations, but struggles to ever feel satisfied with the way that things are. The 8 wing helps the 7 spend less time indulging in planning and more time putting their ideas into actions. 8 wing 7, the independent. I've also heard this type called the maverick. 8 wing 7s are confident people who put their aspirations into actions. They use their fiery willpower to get things their way. They tend to be energetic and charming when healthy, but outcasted when unhealthy. 8 wing 7s attack life with great intensity, pushing past obstacles and challenging others to do the same. They are more likely to connect with others on their journey and get to getting things done the way that they would like. However, in pursuit of big and exciting experiences, this type risks having an addictive personality. 8 wing 9, the bear. This type is concerned most with protecting whatever is most important to them, usually themselves and their loved ones. In order to do this, they are as tough and realistic as possible. It is difficult for this type to break down their walls, but due to the exhaustion of keeping them up 24/7, healthy 8 wing 9s are able to go with the flow at times. This type can seem calmer and more laid back than other 8s, letting things exist as they are rather than aggressively pushing against the grain. 9 wing 8, the comfort seeker. I've also heard this type called the walnut, which I think is very funny. This type is naturally laid back, and this approach is balanced by more active urges from the 8 wing. They can be assertive and very individualistic, despite always seeming friendly and accepting of all. They have a tendency to say things that are both warm and at other times startling, which is a great example of how their original yet pleasant to all attitudes merge together. The 8 wing brings a sense of confidence to the 9 that enables them to speak their minds more frequently instead of worrying so much about disrupting the peace. 9 wing 1, the dreamer. This type is slow-paced, idealistic, and wonderfully pleasant company. They have one foot in the real world and one in their self-created utopia. The practicality and principled nature of the 1 helps to focus the 9 on contributing what is necessary and fixing problems rather than indulging in laziness. This type is easygoing and flexible, going with the peaceful flow that life presents them with. When unhealthy, it can be difficult for this type to focus on their needs, speak their minds,